I'm gonna go right in with one of the OG Pokemon, and by far the cutest Gen 1 starter. It's Squirtle, because it squirts, and it's a turtle! This water-type Pokemon is pretty tough. It has a robust, rounded shell, making it not only like an M&M, but also a great form of defense. This allows Squirtle to swim as fast as Michael Phelps. Probably. But as with any unevolved Pokemon, a starter is only as good as what it evolves into. And Squirtle turns into Blastoise, a tortoise that blasts. Wait, how did a turtle turn into a tortoise? That's not the same species. Anyway, Blastoise has 2 water cannons on its shell that can shoot through a mountain from 10 kilometers away. And that, my friends, is pretty badass. But interspecies inconsistencies aren't very badass, so that's why it's only number 10. Flying in at number 9 is Piplup, only it can't actually fly because it's a penguin. Look at that cute little face. That's a look that could make Snubble weak at the knees. But I'm not superficial. It's not all about the way it looks. Piplup's final evolution is Empoleon, and it is boss. It looks like it's wearing a tux. It's like James Bond. Let's call it Swimothy Dalton. Oh, I am clever. Unlike Piplup, it's a water and steel type, a rare combo that gives it these nifty metal flippers, which can be used as shields or to attack. It can learn a bunch of water-type moves like Hydro Pump, as well as some steel, flying, and ice moves. I don't know what any of that means, but it sounds pretty good. Woo! Get ice moved! This little guy is Snivy. It's a noble creature, calm, intelligent, and, well, a little smug. Its moveset includes Giga Drain and Leaf Blade, and it uses photosynthesis to boost its energy. Mad, innit? Snivy evolves into Serperior, a kind of regal snake thing that can transmit solar rays from its body. It's also as fast as hell, and can use Leaf Storm, which can cause some pretty hefty damage if you're particularly prone to leaves. What's even cooler though, is that it can stop an opponent's movements simply by glaring at them. Treecko. It only has 3 fingers, and is more bark than bite, but when its habitat is threatened, it will defend to its last breath. You won't see Mudkip or Torchic doing that, and it will never, ever back down from a fight. Though it's pretty hardcore, but the coolest thing about Treecko is that it evolves into Sceptile, a bloomin' grass dragon. It can run, it can jump, it has blades on its tail. Remember those 3 fingers that Treecko had? They're razor-sharp claws now, perfect for powerful slashing moves like Fury Cutter. Just look at it, it's a big green dinosaur dragon. I should have put it higher in this list, I'm an idiot. I was 3 years old when Pokémon came out. When I wasn't toddling about, throwing American cheese at my mum, I was watching this Pokémon be a Giga Chad. This time, it's Bulbasaur. It has a big old bulb on its back that grows as it matures. Yes, it sounds like a wart, but it's not. Inside the wart, bulb, is a seed that absorbs energy, which helps it to eventually evolve into Ivysaur, and then of course, an even bigger wart, Venusaur. Despite its intimidating appearance, it's a peacekeeper, the UN of the forest. What a lovely thing to have. It's everyone's favourite fire monkey, Chimchar. It's like a Boo from Aladdin. Maybe not as smart, but much stronger. And its tail's on fire. Now get this, the flame on said tail is produced by gas. Gas from its belly! That's right, it's powered by farts! Chimchar eventually evolves into Infernape, one of the most agile Pokemon in the franchise, and also one of the most loyal. Look at that beautiful orange head of hair. Quite how it's farted all the way up to its head is a story for another day. We don't have enough time, but if you want me to tell it to you someday, let me know. From farts to croaks, our next entry is a watery amphibian from Gen 6. Froakie is a frog or a toad, you pick, and has a collar of white bubbles called frubbles. It also has a couple of frubbles on its nose. I don't actually know what frubbles do, I just like saying the word. Frubbles. Froakie is cheeky, quick, and can jump very high. But its final evolution, Greninja, is the fan favourite. It's quick and graceful, and uses its fast movements to confuse and stun enemies. When it's not ninjaing about, it's ninjaing in its sleep. upside down, hanging from a tree. So really, it should be higher in the list. But Greninja doesn't have any Frubbles, and I'm blaming Froakie for hogging them all. Frubbles. We're into our top 3 now, and it's a Torch that's a chick. It's Torchic. Mate, I don't speak Japanese, but I guarantee that in the Pokemon better over there than we do here. Just carry on? Okay, fine. Whatever. Surprisingly, for a Pokemon that has Torch in its name, it's afraid of the dark? And in yet another example of bad naming, it can't actually light the dark or see anything? Why not just call it Fire Chicken or Orange Bird? Both would have been more appropriate. In fact, I have no idea why this thing is so high on the list. What's it actually good for? Oh, that's right, it's what it turns into. Blaziken. Blazing chicken? See, that makes sense. It's a fighting fire type that could kick the living out of you. Yeah, you. One powerful bird, especially as it has Blaze Kick and Fire Spin in its arsenal. It's so strong that it's a non-legendary Uber, which means it's been banned in some online circuits because it's too OP. Think Bruce Lee if he had feathers and could spout flames from his wrists and ankles, and was also a perfectly succulent chicken. Cool image, right? That, compadres, is Blaziken. The final and best water type to make the top 10 is a little amphibious cutie that looks, quite unsurprisingly, like a mudskipper. It's Mudkip. I love it. And the only reason why it's not one spot higher is because the Pokemon that beat it is so iconic. But do you know what? In a fight, Mudkip would beat it every time. And Mudkip's evolutions would smash its evolutions too. It wouldn't even be a contest. You see, Marshtomp and Swampert are both water ground types, which means they're doubly effective against fire, and also allows them to counter Electricmon, the usual sworn enemy of our watery buddies. Swampert in particular is a bona fide stud. It's got the HP and it's got the moveset, with grass as its only weakness. But who cares? The last grass type Pokemon on this list was Bulbasaur, and I only included it because I had to. If it was up to me, this list would be full of fire monkeys and fire chickens. My top starter Pokemon is, of course, Charmander. It has an orange body and blue eyes, just like me, and a burning tail, just like Chimchar. But of course, the main reason why Charmander takes the top spot is because it becomes a winged demigod that mortals like you and I would bow to. A fire, flying type that gets stronger through sunshine. An orange dragon that breathes fire. It's me in my final form. It's the Mon, the myth, the legend. It's Charizard. Just to be clear, it's not a mythical or a legendary, but its wings are hotter than lava and get even hotter the more it battles. Its fire breath can melt boulders and cause forest fires. And it lives by a code. Never using that fire against weaker opponents. A code that we as trainers don't have to follow, thankfully. Burn, Snivy, burn. Yes, there are bigger, stronger, tankier fire-type Pokemon out there, but Charizard is a Gen 1 beast, which cements Charmander's place as best starter of all time. You may disagree, but that's okay. Let me know if you do, and I'll tell you why you're wrong. After all, I am a Pokemon expert, and definitely didn't have this written for me. Anyway, until next time, bye!